International Training for Elders and Responsible Ones. October 2022. Week 4. Day 3. Morning Nourishment. Ephesians 4:11-12. And he himself gave some as apostles, and some as prophets, and some as evangelists, and some as shepherds and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints unto the work of the ministry, unto the building up of the body of Christ. Ephesians 4:12 tells us that the gifted ones were given to the body. The many gifted persons in the preceding verse have only one ministry, that is, to minister Christ for the building up of the body of Christ, the Church. This is the unique ministry in the New Testament economy. According to the grammatical construction, the phrase unto the building up of the body of Christ is in apposition to the phrase unto the work of the ministry. This indicates that both phrases refer to the same thing, hence, the work of the ministry is the building up of the body. The apostles, prophets, evangelists, and shepherds and teachers perfect the saints unto the work of the ministry. The perfecting of the saints is for the purpose of building up the body of Christ. Whatever the gifted persons in Ephesians 4:11 do as the work of the ministry must be for the building up of the body of Christ. However, this building up is not accomplished directly by the gifted ones but by the saints who have been perfected by the gifted ones. The unique work of building up the body of Christ is the responsibility not mainly of the gifted ones but of all the saints. Both the gifted ones, including the leading apostles, and all the believers, including even the smallest member, work together to build up the body. Today's reading. The gifted persons perfect the saints in the divine dispensing in order that all the saints may be able to do the work of the New Testament ministry, that is, to build up the body of Christ. The gifted persons perfect the saints by nourishing them according to the tree of life with the life supply for their growth in life. The gifted persons perfect the saints to do what they do for the direct building up of the body of Christ. The apostles perfect the saints by visiting the churches, by writing epistles to the churches, and by assigning their co-workers to stay in certain places to perfect the saints. The prophets perfect the saints by teaching them to speak the Lord into people, by speaking in the meetings to set up a model, and by helping the saints to live a prophesying life by being revived every morning and overcoming every day. The evangelists perfect the saints by stirring them up to be burning in the gospel preaching spirit, by teaching them with gospel truths, by training them to preach the gospel, by helping the saints to be equipped with the power of the economical spirit, and by setting an example of loving the sinners and praying for them. The shepherd teachers perfect the saints by shepherding, feeding, and nourishing the young saints and teaching the growing saints. The result of this perfecting is that we will all arrive at the oneness of the faith and of the full knowledge of the Son of God, at a full-grown man, and at the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ. This perfecting will cause us to be no longer little children tossed by waves and carried about by every wind of teaching in the sleight of men, in craftiness with a view to a satanic system of error. The way to be perfected is to grow in life and to become skillful in function. The Greek word rendered perfecting in verse 12 also means completing, equipping, and furnishing. To perfect a saint is to complete him, to equip him, and to furnish him. Only by growing in life can we be completed. Not until we become mature will we be completed. The saints need to be fed so that they may grow in the divine life, and they need to be trained so that they may function with the proper skill. This is the end of today's morning revival.